And we're live.
Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects and the like. Thanks for joining me today as we uncover the mysteries of the Mandela effect itself and find out the true meaning of it all. We must discover what is really happening, what is really going on, to change these things that we know and hold dear to us. And let us help others discover the meaning of the Mandela effect, how it affects them, and the price of milk. Thank you. Be sure to hit the like and subscribe down below.
All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to our show. We're talking about Mandela effects. Welcome to another great show. We are, what is this? Working on year 6 coming up. Right, Teresa?
I lost track.
Well, you and I were affected in 2016.
Yeah.
My affected date was August 16th of 2016.
Mine was in summer, like right about a week before Christmas for me. It was about a week before Christmas in 2016 for me. So probably somewhere in December 2016 or 2017, I started going on your show, somewhere like that.
Yep. So let's talk about that. And by the way, Jeff, I'm glad you can make it tonight with us this early on in the show. Fantastic, brother.
Yeah, I'm glad too.
Okay, Sandy is telling me to stay out of Flickr. Okay.
Stay out of Flickr.
All right.
Let me do some birthdays.
What?
Oh, go ahead. Do you want to do a shout out first? I'm sorry.
Yeah, sure. I'll do a couple shout outs and then we'll start the birthdays if that's cool. We got Last Flyboy. Tinhead 92 is here. So,
hi, Tinhead 92.
Glad to see everyone. And by the way, guys, we switched to Saturdays because it's much easier on everybody's schedules. We're doing.
You're not kidding. You're not kidding.
Yeah, but it's much easier on everyone's schedule.
And I can sleep in the morning. Yay, on Sunday. Yay.
We can all sleep in on Sunday. Yay.
Yeah. Let's all sleep in. Why not? Alrighty.
Last Flyboy, I know I've mentioned this to you before, but you used to be Lost Flyboy.
Oh, God, Brian.
I know.
Do you want to talk about what tomorrow's date is?
Yeah, tomorrow's is 9/11.
And what happened on that tragic day?
We all know what happened on that tragic day. Everyone knows or seems to know where they were at.
How many years was it tomorrow? What's 21 years tomorrow?
21 years.
Can you believe that? My boss / friend asked me if it felt that long ago. I'm like, I can't believe it's been 21 years. It don't even seem like it. It's like time is flying too fast.
Yeah, well, I know where I was at. Can I say where I was at?
I know where I was at too. Go ahead, Brian.
Okay, where I was at, I was in, let's see, it was Augusta, Georgia. I was at Fort Gordon in my advanced individual training for the Army.
Wow.
And I was a soldier and I was smashing up hard drives. And it was quite fun. Data destruction. We were practicing data destruction. So yeah, I got to smash up hard drives. And then they called us in and say, hey guys, something big on the news. And I remember seeing plane number 1 hit into the slam into the building. So yeah. Everyone seems to know where they were at. So that's
I know where I was at.
Where were you at, Teresa? And then you tell me where were you at, Jeff? Tell me, Teresa, first. You go first, Teresa.
Before I was going to work, I had to take my car in. Yes, I had a car back then. It was actually my father's car. It was a Grand Prix Brougham. It had burgundy velvet seats on it. And you remember the old-fashioned, the screen on the lights, how they used to have that, like a plastic lid over it, over the front of it to protect your lights? You probably don't remember those.
No.
It was over your lights to protect it from getting wet. Like a cover.
Oh,
Yeah, they had them back then, but I was there at the car dealership while they were putting a new one on because mine had cracked. And I was sitting in the waiting room with a bunch of other people while the TVs were on, and we all just sat there in shock looking up at the TV when it happened. And I was like, oh my God. And then when that happened, I had to go to work. Well, unfortunately, I work in a state building. So when I got there, because I used to work for Department of Children and Families, and it's a state building, and we got there, everybody was kind of like in shock. And they, for safety reasons, everybody was sent home. So I basically went back to work. People were talking about what had happened, and then they made us go home because of safety reasons. And we didn't come in till the next day. That's what happened.
yeah, it's quite tragic, and we
Uh-huh.
actually lost the Queen recently,
Yes.
Queen of
Yes.
England, and we're going to be talking a little bit about that tonight too. By the way,
Yeah, there's kind of a Mandela effect there.
okay, yeah. So Jeff,
Mhm.
I believe you were going to say where you were on that particular day. You know what day I'm talking about?
Yeah, I was home. I was sleeping. And then I heard my family freaking out, like watching the TV. I'm like, what is going on? And I was like half asleep, like realizing something was going on, but I didn't know what. And then I finally woke up and I saw, and I was watching on TV and I was in shock. And then I had to work that night at the newspaper job that I used to
Well,
have.
where were you? Were you in Texas or New York or New
I
Jersey?
was in Jersey.
Jersey.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So you were close to where the action happened. Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually had a friend who was a volunteer fireman, and he actually stole the truck to go up there and help, and got fired from the volunteer fire department for doing so. And they were talking about him on the local radio station a few days later, and I called him to tell him that they were talking about him on the radio. So that was pretty interesting.
Wow. So yeah, everyone seems to know where they were at on that particular day. So I think tomorrow is going to be mainly a day of reflection, and of course, we always have to hope and pray that that stuff never ever happens again. Any kind of domestic, terrorism, or even abroad in other countries, anything like that, we have to pray against that. That stuff doesn't happen. Um, there have been a lot of we'll say Columbine-like events this past year and the year before. We have to pray against that stuff as well, because the dark forces are at work. So yeah, praise Jesus and God that those things we stay safe. So anyway, getting on with the show. Teresa, do you have the birthday list for us?
Yes, I do. You ready?
Yeah, let's have it.
Okay, for the first birthday I'm going to announce is your father, Brian Thomas McFarland, and his birthday was yesterday, correct?
Yep. My
You
dad's birthday was
celebrated it.
yesterday.
You celebrated at home, I understand, or did you take him out?
Oh, we had it at home actually.
Save some money. It's getting so expensive to eat out these days, I mean, once in a while eating out, you can treat yourself, but it just gets
Yeah.
expensive, prices going
What
up and food and
what are
everything.
some? Yeah, everything seems like it's going up. That's another issue.
Yeah.
Probably for another topic of discussion. Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting
I was
crazy.
so happy the other day to pay $2.89 for a gallon of gas per gallon of gas at Walmart.
Lucky you.
I paid
Yeah,
$2.97 today.
Oh, ours here is 502 now. It went up.
So you,
Oh my
Jeff, you
God.
guys dipped below $3?
Yeah, first time I saw that was today, $2.97.
Wow.
How come you guys went down and we went up?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Maybe it's the heat wave. You guys are getting a really strong heat wave.
Oh, geez, it's been crazy here, like really crazy.
Is it true?
Been like
there's
that
a
here,
hurricane? is there a hurricane heading for California or something?
Actually, yes, and we might get some remnants of it. They said maybe this weekend. I'm actually trying to watch the weather. Yeah, we might get part of it.
That almost never happens. We almost never get hurricanes in California.
Yeah, there's some weird shit. There's some weird stuff going on as far as the weather goes, and hurricanes and fires, and it's just too much going on to get into. But you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I know exactly what you're saying.
Also, another person that shared a birthday with your dad was Eric Raven. September 13th is Anthony Rogers, who's also in the chat. I don't want to say his name, but he's here in the chat. Happy birthday, Anthony. I know you're in the chat. The 15th of September, we have two people, Yvonne Rogers and Josh Armstrong. September 23rd, we got Sharon Veth. And the end of the month, we have the 25th with Lone Eagle. And that's everybody that I know of September, unless you have some relatives or anybody else besides your dad. Any birthdays in September? Brian? John? Jeff? Anybody?
I think there might be some people in the chat with birthdays. If you guys have a birthday, please.
Well, one of them in the chat is one of the persons I called out. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm going to say. And I don't want to say their other name, but they're in the chat.
My mom's birthday is the 25th.
Ah. Cool.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Hi, Greg Euler. Hey, Michael Fontaine. We got a lot of people joining us. Yay. All right. So are we going to start with the Facebook thing? You want to explain to people, in case they're new, what we've been doing every week about the Facebook? How the segment? Brian?
Yeah, let me get that, because I was having a little bit of trouble earlier.
I'm sorry.
My computer was locking up.
What we've been doing is at the beginning of the show, after I do the birthdays, I've been trying to pick 5 top items that are pretty interesting, and some of them are mine, and some are other people who's done posts in my group that I find really fascinating. And then we like to show you the post from my group, which is some weird stuff going on. And Brian, I sent Brian the link, so he should be pulling them up in just a moment. If you don't mind waiting a minute, just bear with us. We apologize.
I think you sent me 6. Did you not? I think you sent me 6.
I'm sorry. One of them was kind of disgusting, so I didn't. I figured I'd better send you another one. I don't think they want to see that other cricket one.
These may not necessarily be Mandela effects, guys. So
they're just interesting.
Interesting stuff. But we will get to that as soon as Sandy joins us.
Brian, don't show that cricket one with the you know what I'm talking about?
Okay, you'll have to let me know when that shows up then.
You won't be able to miss it. Trust me.
Is it bad?
Yeah. Yeah. It might. It's kind of disgusting. Yeah. It's.
All right. I think I've got them all here.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think they want to see that one. It's kind of disgusting. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, I'm missing one of these links.
Oh no, which one? Which one do you need?
I've got it. I just had to scroll back up here.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I was sending you screenshots and stuff so you can get an idea what we'll be talking about. I was trying to do like screenshots and link, so you can get an idea what the subject's going to be. Does that make sense?
Yep. So this is the segment, the part of the show where you talk about some of the things that are in the group.
Yes, my Mandela Effect group. You want to tell them the name of it in case they're interested in joining? If you're not a member already, and if you are in Facebook, a lot of people don't do Facebook. A lot of people just do TikTok and just YouTube and don't go to Facebook. There are a lot of people like that. But if you are interested in it, Brian's going to show you the group, and you just answer the questions and get right in. There you go.
But yes, it is a private group. You have to make sure you answer the
Yeah.
questions. It's like
Yeah.
3 questions. That's all. It's not like you have
Gotta do
to
it.
answer like
And I-
100 questions. You don't have to
Yeah.
play 100 questions or anything.
And you'll
Just-
see the name of the group there on the top left corner. I'm going to sneeze. One moment. Excuse me.
Bless you. So it's
Sorry about
Mandela Reality Residue Hunters,
Yes.
MRRH for short.
Hunter.
So,
Hunter.
do you want to read this, Teresa, or you want me to read it?
Yeah, you can go ahead. I trust you. Go ahead, Brian.
So
That's just kind of cool.
this mother and daughter spotted a cloud that looked very much like the Queen.
Yeah.
Could Jeff, would you mind sending Sandy the link to the StreamYard
I
so
did.
you could join? Okay.
I did.
And Brian, do you want to click on the link there for the article down below?
Yes, now, before we, because this, we've been noticing this a lot with famous people. It seems they die and they come back, or maybe they don't die at all and then they die way later. So, what was her effective date of death? When did she die?
A couple of days ago. I did a post.
What date exactly?
I don't think it was yesterday. I think it was the day before. Was
I
it
feel like it was on Thursday.
I did a post.
Queen Elizabeth II.
It was Thursday.
Oh, was it Thursday? I'm sorry. I don't know why I was thinking of yesterday. You're right, Thursday.
Yeah, September 8th, 2022.
Yep. And don't worry, I have posted in the group. That's why I try to have residue in the group in case something happens. I'll be like, nope, there's the article. Unless that disappears, So go ahead, Brian.
So there's this mom and her daughter that scream as they spot the queen-shaped cloud moments after her death was announced. Cloud that looked like the queen's head was spotted just moments after her death was announced. It's pretty.
That's amazing.
And then didn't they spot like a double rainbow?
Yes, I was going to ask you to find that in the group if you can show that one too. I meant to send you the link to that. I don't know if you can find it. It's there somewhere in my group. You can show that one too. I forgot who found that one though. You remember? But it's been all over social media, just like this one that I just showed. This one's been all over social media. You know what I mean? So a lot of people have seen it already. But for people who haven't seen this one, that's why I thought I would show it.
She had a quite profound impact on society.
Yeah. You might want to check the backstage for Sandy.
You see her. There's her smiling face right there with the hat, and so it kind of looks like her.
Look at that! Wow, it does, and it doesn't look like her, isn't that? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. Yeah, I thought that was amazing. Wow.
She was 96.
She lived a good long life.
Well,
check for Sandy, Brian.
I'm sure she's in heaven right now.
Yeah, well, she's up in the clouds now too. She's watching over everybody. Check for Sandy, see if she's back there.
Okay, we'll check if Sandy's backstage.
Okay, she might be back there. I don't know. There you are.
There's Sandy.
Hey,
Sandy.
Hey, Sandy.
Hi. The article you were just showing. Remember when I told you that the GoFundMe logo changed for me?
The what logo?
Do you remember me telling you that? Like I made a presentation that it looks like a turtle now, but I remember a person.
Yeah, I remember.
I just sent you a picture. Look at the picture. That's the GoFundMe logo.
Oh yeah, it does. Oh my goodness, it does look like the GoFundMe logo.
It totally is.
Yeah. The picture. Yeah, that's crazy. I was thinking Punchy the Punch Man, from Hawaiian Punch. Looks like his hat too.
Okay.
So Teresa sent me this one too from her group. about these chips are made of crickets, and they're
Yeah.
being rolled out in 1,000 school canteens across Australia.
No way.
All right, well,
really
here's the thing.
crickets?
I actually warned Curiouser, because Curiouser buys a lot of organic health food stuff. I warned Curiouser to read the back of all the chips, because they're putting crickets and grasshoppers in all these chips that are organic or... I didn't know they were putting them in schools, but there's a word. I'm going to find out what the word is and let you know. I'll be right back.
It's gross and disgusting.
I agree.
I would say it's pretty dastardly of them to do that.
Well, can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but it seems like we've been having a lot of shortages on food. Maybe this is something to come in the future. They're going to be making us eat bugs. You know what I'm talking about without saying anything else? You get what I mean, right? About food shortages. No, you're going to have to eat bugs now.
A lot of people don't know this, but red number 5 that's in a lot of candy.
Yeah.
The food coloring that they use for candy, that's actually from red beetles.
Oh, disgusting. Okay, no more candy for me. I'm done.
I'm sorry if I ruined your red candy.
I just won't eat no more red M&Ms. M&Ms, and I'll tell my boss, because we split up in M&Ms. I'll just tell him, no, you can have all the red M&Ms. I won't tell him why.
Well,
Here, you take all the...
Or you get those Mike and Ikes and give them all the red ones.
Yeah, I'm not gonna even tell him. I'll be like, shut up, Terry. Don't say nothing. Just let him eat the red ones. And then maybe I'll tell him after he eats them all.
Speaking of dastardly and deeds done dirt cheap here, so to speak. Anthony Rogers.
Give him credit. He's here in the chat.
Anthony Rogers is here in the chat. So, yeah, thank you, Anthony, for posting this. So the dog, Muttley, looks different to me. He says, the crown fur, I don't remember that, along with the 2 black strands of fur on his head. Most definitely don't remember it being
Wait.
thick.
What color? Wait a minute. What color doesn't he remember?
He's in the chat.
So there's apparently 2 black strands, 2 little black strands, like looks like out here to the side. And
that's it.
No, he doesn't remember this this plot of hair here that looks like.
Oh, that wasn't there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a totally different thing that I was covering. He's green now, guys. He's green. And if you scroll down to Anthony's pictures, look, scroll.
Yeah, he says different colors of fur. I don't remember the teeth at the bottom looking like that. I also thought I'd mention, I already uploaded to Emmy about his name. As you can see, I still have an alternate memory with no E in his name.
And I remember the name differently. How's it spelled now? 1 or 2 T's?
So his name is Muttley now with, it's Muttley is how you spell his name. But if
and I remember it with 1 T.
Yeah, and if you look right there, it's green. We can see here in the comments some gifs there. Gifs. Yeah, Sandy, you said, yeah, you remember you have a presentation for this too.
You do, Sandy?
Well, I found it back in July. I haven't put it together yet. I'm not going to do it now.
What was your ME to do with this? Just curious.
His fur's green now. His fur is green now.
Maybe you can cover that.
And the name change for me is that it only had 1 T. I know 2 T's make sense because he's a mutt, but it was just Muttley for me.
You might be right. Actually, you might be right. Oh, stop with that one.
Okay, am I going to skip this one?
No, I want you to talk about that one. If you look there, Steve Scott posted that one, but it was covered last week on, what's her show name? Oh, God. With Eva?
Yeah.
I was going to post this, and I was like, oh, Steve Scott beat it. She covered it on her show. I'll give her show credit, but I wanted to show you this. Can you click on the link? I wanted to post this, but Steve beat me to it.
I'm not going to get a virus, am I? Okay.
No. Just read what it says.
Okay,
Read
so
it. Baby sharks.
well, this is a baby shark. do. Okay.
Yes, Brian. Read it. It's really weird. Yeah. He talked about it last Wednesday, I
These
believe.
quote
I was like,
unquote mini sharks live in the shallow waters of the Pacific Ocean and seasonally migrate up and down the coast, leaving their wake beachgoers hopping in pain. These bugs quickly find barefoot waders and will bite into their flesh, drawing blood.
mhm.
Since the animals are so small, the bites are tiny but painful, like a pinprick. Experts recommend rapidly shuffling the feet reduces but does not eliminate the number of bites. Kind of looks like a flea, but only
That's
bigger.
I was thinking a flea, but they're giving it a different name.
Yeah, people attacked by the isopods described the bite as being painful and surprising, noting how the bugs looked like a group of tiny piranhas that had
Ooh.
attacked their feet and ankles. Those attacked noted that the pain faded after 15 or 20 minutes. So that's good to know that it only lasts for about 20 minutes of. So you're in hell for 20 minutes, okay?
Where are these at?
These things in California.
California?
California is facing a lot right now. We need to pray for Californians.
Yeah. They've got the hurricane, they got the fires, and
And I'm sure they're being plagued by monkeypox too, I bet. So
Actually-
Hey guys,
hey.
guys, really quick, I need to interject so I can get back in the chat because I'm out of the chat. I'm in the internet. So the cricket thing, okay? Companies are quietly adding them to chips, protein bars, and other snacks. So if you buy any snack, just check. I'm going to tell you what to check for, okay? So either cricket flour or cricket powder, which would be obvious, but less obvious. It can be known as chitin, CHITIN,
Hold on, I'm looking at my
Cheetosan, Cheetosan, CHITOSAN, or Gryllus assimilis, assimilis, GYLLUS ASSIMILIS. So they can list it as one of the ingredients as Gryllus assimilis, and you have no idea you're eating 100% ground crickets.
Hey, alligators have no problem
So
eating
look for
crickets.
those
I'm
ingredients.
just kidding.
Disgusting.
I don't want to eat crickets. Give me.
Neither do I.
No.
Just want to kill.
Yeah, we'll eat the bugs while the elite eat all the beef. You know that's what's going to happen.
The only crickets I'll be eating is if they're gummy crickets, like gummy worms. I mean, gummy sharks, gummy worms. Give me some of those. Don't give me gummy. Don't give me crickets.
But it bothers
real
me
ones.
that they're quietly adding these to snacks and stuff like that.
Quietly. You hear that?
But
Yeah,
for what purpose?
in other words, not
What is-
putting the
what is
cricket flour, not
ultimate-
putting.
What is the goal behind that?
Go
Just
on.
money savings? Or are they just saving money by adding crickets or something?
No, because it's healthy.
Oh, it's extra protein, I guess.
It's gluten free.
So
In other words, it's cricket flour, so it's replacing normal flour, so it's gluten free. The people that you should tell in your lives are those who have like my sister has celiac disease. She cannot have gluten. I have to tell her to be careful and look for that because I'm assuming most of the products that are gluten free are the first ones they were switching it over with.
I'm wondering, where are all the health inspectors in this matter?
They're all for it, Brian.
Well, then we'd be living like third world countries then.
Yep.
Exactly. That's what they
All right.
want. They want us to become a third world country.
Anyways, moving on. So we've got the vertebral column and spinal meninges. Is it meninges? Is that
Yeah, you
what they
must
call it?
post what it says first.
Meninges.
Okay.
Meninges is one of them.
meninges. Okay, so Rod Shock from Teresa's group, Mandela Reality Residue Hunters, posted, I just recently was made aware of new spine variants. Evidently, there is a range of vertebrae that you can have now. I have had lower back issues for close to 20 years now, but recently have had a really bad instance that needed an x-ray. The tech asked me if anyone had told me I have 6 lumbars before. I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Wow.
So I did some research, and apparently 10% of the population can have anywhere from 4 to 6 lumbars instead of the typical 5.
What?
I was completely blown away that there was a chance it could happen. So yeah, so there's all these different variants, and it might be to
Wait,
our diet.
I want to add to this.
Whoa.
I need to add to this. There's also the sacral S1 and S2, which is at the very bottom where the historical tail is. And I have a bulging disc at S1 and S2. And my pain management doctor told me that there was no such thing. And I'm not going to argue with my doctor, but
Wow.
I've had several doctors tell me that I have bulging discs at S1, S2, so I don't know if that's a Mandela or not now.
Did you ever ask your doctor where the kidneys are located?
No.
That's a good one.
Okay, so here's that other post that went mysteriously missing, and then here it is. So we're done. We're done displaying Teresa's presentation. Thank you, Teresa, for sharing those from your group.
You're welcome. I thought they were all interesting.
Thank you, everyone who posted. If you would like to put something out there for us to do on the show, that's the best way to do it. You get the information to Sandy or Teresa, and then we can post it here, or so that you can see it, so that the rest of the world can see it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so everybody ready to start the show?
Ready to go to Flickr?
We are.
Now we're going to get into the Mandela effects, the nitty gritty.
Yep.
So, which one am I starting with, Sandy? You want to tell me?
I would just start at the bottom and move up. Start from, I think,
Okay,
Sesame
so it looks
Street
like-
and move up.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Not your Sesame Street, Teresa. Yours is here, but that's not the one from last night.
Oh, all right.
Last Flyboy says, no cricket soup for you. That's funny.
Oh, I know this song.
Teresa's really muffled.
Okay. The Sesame Street theme song has changed. Okay, Jeff, that is our first Mandela effect.
Oh, I remember this song.
Okay.
All right, what do you remember from these two blanks? Sunny blank, blanking the clouds away.
Easy.
Wait, Teresa.
So don't answer, Teresa, because last night no one got the current reality. So don't say anything panel. Let the chat answer.
I know it then. Let me know when I can say it, because I don't want to cheat and look at anything else, because I know this song. I sing it over and over and over.
Okay. Let the chat answer, and then I'll tell you when it's
Okay,
safe.
I'll say what I remember.
Okay.
I'm excited about this one, because this is like I love this song. Well, I did when I was a
And
kid.
if you guys saw this last night, like Preliminal did, just answer what you originally answered. So Beth says day, singular, and chasing.
No.
Well, good, Preliminal. There's a lot of 70s and 80s tonight. LVK, welcome, says sunny day, chasing the clouds away, I think.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to actually mute for 1 second. Sunny day and chasing for Preliminal. Days and keeping for later.
When
I
can I
don't know
guess?
where Philo is.
When can I guess?
In a minute, Teresa. Teresa, wait. Days and chasing, I think too, says Ellie Brooks. Last 5 weeks, sunny day and chasing.
Okay, so now you've got me thinking it could be chasing. I'm kind of, I don't know, like I feel like keeping, I feel like keeping is the word, but it might be chasing. But definitely sunny day for me.
Nobody said what I remember.
Philo says, oh my goodness, a sink or what? Just got in here and hear my name. Welcome, Philo.
Nobody's saying what
Yes,
I
it's a
remember.
subliminal. All right, Tracy, you may now say what you remember because no one has said the current reality. Go ahead.
Sunny days, sweeping the clouds away. I used to sing this all the time. Sweeping, not
Well,
chasing.
you don't have the current reality either, Teresa.
Oh crap! Did I get it wrong? I
Well,
remember
no, you got one word wrong. One word's wrong and one word's right.
But I remember sweeping because it was really cool. Like they always say sweeping.
Me too. I remember sweeping and
What
sunny days.
is it now? Yeah, and days with an S. Because they're talking about
Yeah.
all the days going by and you're
So
sweeping clouds away with your
Right.
broom. Yep.
actually, is it?
Hopefully that's a good answer.
So is it sweeping the clouds away?
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, we
what
can
is
go
it?
on, Brian.
Oh, yeah, I remember sweeping.
Okay, for the second blank, I have the current memory of sweeping.
Yay!
But I also clearly remember chasing, so having a dual memory for this part. Yeah.
I don't remember chasing. No.
I don't know. I sweeping. You know, the other word could have been keeping. I heard a keeping. Somebody mentioned that in the chat.
Sweeping.
Mm-hmm. Don't worry, I have
Sweeping.
examples of people singing all of them. So
Okay, so is
we're
this
going
going
to
to be
mute
a
up,
copyright?
guys.
This is going to be a copyright?
I made this. It might be because it's Sesame Street, but I made this.
So that's day in the 1970s. Okay,
So it looks like it is day now. I remember days. And it looks like the company changed it in the 2000s back to days. At least
okay,
that's what it
the
looks
actual
like.
lyrics say sunny day, sweeping the clouds away.
It's never been day for me, always days.
Excuse me, getting a little sleepy here. Teresa, speaking of which, if you need to go ahead and go, okay? I know you get
She's got a
tired.
folder to do.
Oh, she does
You
have a
can do her
folder?
folder next if you want. Yeah.
I'll do that. Sesame Street lyrics, sunny day, chasing the clouds away. There's all kinds of ones here for chasing.
What'd you say, Brian? Sandy?
Sunny day, chasing the
You have
clouds
a
away.
folder.
Here.
We're going to do it next.
There's one here that says sweeping, but it says days. I guess you're trying to show the days here, or day.
Yeah.
The different variations.
Day, days, sleeping. If there's any, okay, now here's where every variation, except for keeping.
Sunny day. Sweeping the clouds away.
That's really low, Brian. I could hear it, but it's really low.
Here we go. This one.
Brian?
Mm-hmm. Next one.
Okay, the Tinhead says the sound cut out, but I think we can still hear everything that we need to hear.
Sunny days, sweeping the clouds away.
And it just might be that when they sing sunny day sweeping, it just comes out like it says days and sweeping are merged together.
No, you can hear, that's why I use these examples. You can hear people saying day and days separately. You can definitely hear it. Like if you play that again, you'll hear him sing days, pause, then sweeping.
Yeah, I definitely heard him say days. Now let me that particular one there. Let's hear this one.
Yeah, but officially it's day.
Oh, he said chasing.
Yeah, that's what it says, days chasing.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, that's a good one. Teresa, so you're up next with your next effect.
It says Teresa and Sandy because I added to it, but it's the Cookie Monster.
Go ahead.
No, you read Teresa.
Oh, okay.
I got plenty to do tonight.
Okay. Jeff, you
Why is
making
she
the
so muffled?
Teresa, are you on your speakerphone?
I can't get off speaker because that's what I do when I'm on my phone.
Well, that's better, whatever you did.
I moved the phone away from my mouth.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, which one is hers?
I don't know.
The Cookie Monster.
Cookie Monster. Okay.
A lot of people might not agree with this one.
You can do this one, Teresa, and then if you need to, you can go. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I don't know why I'm burning up. Which Cookie Monster do you remember? Eyebrows or no eyebrows?
Okay, for me, no eyebrows.
Yeah, for some reason I'm remembering eyebrows. And there's plenty of residue.
Wait, let's hear from the chat. Let's hear from the chat.
Okay.
Let's get guys out there in the audience. Now's your time to vote. Eyebrows or no eyebrows?
Cookie Monster.
Hey, Brian, while they're answering, can you turn Teresa's volume up a little bit?
Hers is usually kind of high. I'll try to turn it up a little bit more though.
Yeah, because it's
Louder,
really
maybe?
hard for me to hear her.
Okay.
Probably has me
I think
turned
he
down.
turned you down. Oh my
better?
God, so much better. Yes.
Usually
Okay.
I'm going. Sorry.
Okay. A lot of
Okay.
people in the chat are saying no eyebrows.
Oh, wow.
Wait. Freelancing for Freedom, welcome, says eyebrows.
Really?
Yeah, so it's no eyebrows for everyone except for Freelancing for Freedom and Teresa.
You for remembering. That's cool. And there's plenty of residue too. Believe it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No eyebrows.
Yeah. I knew you weren't affected by this one, Jeff. Brian, are you affected by this one or not?
I perhaps maybe in one of the earlier books he had eyebrows, but
Yeah.
I think mostly from what I've seen, like I have Evie, she's my daughter. She's almost 4, so
Yeah.
I've only seen the ones without eyebrows with her toys and books.
You have a kid, a child, so you'd remember that one really good. Seeing toys, yeah. See, the Cookie Monster has never had eyebrows, but I remember a very clear memory of eyebrows on top of his eyes. And more than a few people online share my memory. A lot of people add eyebrows to him either out of memory or to convey the feeling of anger. There's some eyebrows right there. Funny. Who decapitated me? Decapitated. It's funny. And here's more residue. I mean, look at all the residue. A lot of people remember. Look at the tattoo up there on the left corner.
Well, wait, is that actually Cookie Monster down there in the bottom left? Is that the real one?
No, someone actually drew eyebrows on top.
Yeah.
Convey anger.
Okay.
And Sandy does the green squares to show you the residue, make it stand out.
That one there on the top right almost looks like the Grinch. And we know he's got some pretty pronounced eyebrows.
Yeah. Hey, wouldn't it be funny if the Grinch changed? Like the Mandela effect?
Yeah. I saw some memes about that.
Hmm.
The Grinch is basically how this person was feeling on Sundays. You know, this is how I feel on Sundays when it's time for Monday. I think how I can stop Monday from coming. You know, the Grinch is trying to stop Christmas from coming. Well, in this meme, the Grinch is trying to stop Monday from coming on Sunday.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, me neither.
Also, I just want to point out, why is the Cookie Monster so different hues of blue?
So many different.
Could this be a variation effect or just laziness and lack of consistency, traits that weren't common in famous fictional characters in my past? Yeah, isn't that crazy though? Look at the different colors though, right?
You're going to see that next slide.
Yeah, he's normally a dark blue, isn't he? Like a deeper blue.
Brian, go to the next slide so they can see the variation in Cookie Monster's color.
Oh my God! Oh, he looks green in one of them.
I mean, I don't see the green.
Oh, that's not green. What color is it?
But all I know is that we've got like aqua to royal to. There's all different color blues.
Oh, that's the blue. Never mind. I think the yellow is making it look greenish to me. The one on the right. I don't know why it looks greenish.
Gotcha.
I'm getting colorblind here. Yeah.
I like that one on the bottom right. That reminds me of when
Yeah.
I remember I could do his impression like, "C is for cookie. That's good enough for me."
Okay, Brian. You want to move on?
No, we're not done, Teresa.
Previously, Sandy talked about Sesame Street characters. Before Sesame Street, Cookie Monster was one of them. He was purple, then green, and had teeth selling snacks in commercials before becoming more kid-friendly and blue. I think it's so weird looking. A lot of people didn't think about Cookie Monster. Yeah.
He kind of looks like that Huggy Wuggy doll.
Looks so weird. But Sandy wanted to point out something that's not a Mandela effect and show some old Earth residue too, having to do with the Cookie Monster, Elmo, and Paul Rudd. For an Earth Day special, the Cookie Monster and Elmo were turned green. Just wanted this out there so no one thought it was an ME. But Paul Rudd, he guest starred in the festival dressed as a planet Earth with quite a bit of old Earth residue, which I wanted you all to see. Check that out.
Guys, look at the size of the Gulf. Look at the size of Greenland. Look at the gap between Russia and the U.S. and Canada, well, Alaska. Look at the size of Alaska. Just look at that. It's beautiful.
Also,
such good residue.
Cuba wasn't really as close to Florida as it is right now. What was it?
Yeah, it's
like
smaller and farther away. It's still big, but it's farther away and smaller there.
Nice.
Now, South
Nice.
America was not residue. That green under his hand,
okay.
that's South America.
That's what I was
That's not
thinking.
residue on this
Listen,
globe.
that was my initial thoughts here looking at this. I thought, okay, is she trying to show South America because I can't quite make it out.
No, I'm
Yeah.
trying to show the size of the United States, the shape. Even the top left corner of the United States is closed off. It doesn't have like that part of. Okay, Brian, move your cursor to the top left corner of the U.S. See the little V part that comes down? That's filled with
Yeah.
water right now. It's solid there. It's
Wow.
land. There's so much residue here. I love it.
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
All right. So it looks like that's the end of that.
Am I
Yeah,
done?
Yeah, Teresa,
You're
if you
done,
gotta
Teresa.
go,
Did I have any more to present, Sandy?
Nope.
Okay.
No, you
thank
don't. Not tonight.
Okay, I'm gonna excuse
Oh,
myself.
but you will for you. We have a show Friday with Curiouser, and you will have something for that I still have to put together.
All right. Well, I'm gonna excuse myself. And just want to thank everybody for coming, and I'll let you guys carry on with the show.
All right. Thanks for coming on, Teresa, and we'll have
And
a
good
good
night,
night.
Sandy and Jeff and everybody in the chat.
Good night,
Good
Teresa.
night.
Have a good night, everyone. Love you.
Good night. Good night, Teresa.
Good night. Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Okay,
right.
now you can start back at the bottom again.
All right. So this one is
Jeff.
I forget which one is this. What is this, Pat Benatar or what is this?
No. Go ahead, Jeff. We're not going to talk about that yet. Go ahead, Jeff.
Jeff?
I have to pull it up on the big screen to see it.
Okay. I know
All
this
right,
is
I'll
a
start
slight
reading.
delay.
You tell me when you're ready, okay?
Okay. Thanks.
As usual, I tend to find additional changes while researching a change for others, and this is no exception. Tonight we present two possible Mandela effects surrounding the 1980s hit Turning Japanese. Next slide, Brian.
Okay.
Credit Jeff Zanzibar. What is the name of the UK band who originally recorded this song? I'm going to tell you the name is The Vapors. Please spell Vapors in the chat. How you remember it or how you would think it would be spelled, being that's a UK band.
You would think.
So Tinhead remembers Vapers. No, it's still Turning Japanese normal. Last Flyboy is guessing PORS. Philo says you would think AU, but ORS. And Gainer is OURS. Same Blader. Same. Oh, making a Cap'n joke.
I'm gonna say for this one.
Oh, Tinhead's mom remembers Vapors with an ERS and POURS. A dual memory.
I'm sorry, guys. I have the current memory on this one. ORS.
Okay. Jeff, are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, we can go on, Brian.
Yeah.
Well, while I never knew the band name, I have to agree 100% with Jeff. Anyone from the UK would spell vapor with a U. They were the Vapors, but the U is gone. So yeah, I remember that very clearly. It said it on my CD for 80s compilation, and I remember seeing
Okay,
it everywhere.
I was thinking that you guys were thinking ERS, like somebody vaping these days is a vapor. That's what I was thinking. I was not thinking OURS.
Yeah, it was 100% OURS for me.
I mean, it very well could have been. Kind of seeing both
Also,
now.
it's merged. The R and the S is merged. But I do want to say something. That would be like if Cyndi Lauper, her song True Colors was COLOURS. Like, why would she do that? We're American. We spell it COLORS. You know what I'm saying? Why would the Vapors, being from the UK, spell it without the U? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the band.
The thing about the Mandela effect, Sandy,
Mm-hmm.
they seem to come to you a lot. Like they used to come to me too a lot. Sometimes I see them, sometimes I don't. It's really sporadic now. Jeff, are you still seeing effects?
Oh yeah, I found a couple music ones today that I have to get some stuff together on.
All right.
I do want to say something for Teresa, since she's not here. She already left. Mustard Seed of Faith. I remember eyebrows on Cookie Monster. The bushy eyebrows was its very distinctive feature. So I just want to say that. Sorry.
Okay.
Off topic. Because
Oh, that's cool.
Mustard Seed of Faith is behind us. All right. But you were talking about seeing them, Brian, and Jeff said that he sees a lot.
Yeah, Jeff sees them a lot. He says so. Yeah, I mean they pretty much come to you. Is what I find when you stop looking for them, they come to you. Sometimes.
That's what happens with me. I'm not looking, and it'll just come to me. I'll just find something.
I never look.
I used to look.
So that's your secret. You don't look for them and then you find them.
Yeah.
All right. So this one here is just showing some residue for vapors with the OURS apostrophe there. Turning Japanese.
I'm having an issue with.
I just
I'm just
remember.
having an issue with technology.
I just remember it was like.
Flickr, I always have problems with. Oh, I needed to point something out. Can you go back for 1 second, Brian?
Okay.
So that middle one, there's no highlight whatsoever. The new app that I'm using for the slides, it keeps. It's like it. There's two of them there that don't have the boxes around it. It's not. Like if I add a box, I don't know. It's not updating. It's not. It's using the old image that doesn't have the box. I don't know why.
Oh, that's
So,
weird.
Jeff, I'm sorry. Your new presentation tonight, same issue. I don't think there's any squares around anything. I'm so sorry. I have to
That's
go
all
back
right.
and fix that. That's all I wanted to point out, Brian. Sorry about that. You can go on.
No, it's fine. I was going to say that around this time, the Turning Japanese song came out. Was that song "I Would Walk 500 Miles" by the Proclaimers? I just want to point that out, which is also one of my favorite songs.
The Proclaimers. Oh yeah, that's right. It came out.
We're watching that. We're watching it because we think a change is about to happen.
Yeah, there's something going on with that one.
With the 500 Mile song?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The other song that's, I think we talked about this one before, with the Counting Blue Cars by Dishwalla. Dishwalla, remember?
Yeah, yes. I remember that.
Tell me all your thoughts on God because I'm on my way to see her. But there's a certain part in that song where it's like it's different in the chorus.
Yeah, you're talking about my
Must
Mandela
have
effect
been
with late
Yeah, must have
afternoon,
been late afternoon,
and now it's mid afternoon, and
mid afternoon.
don't even get me
Yeah, a
started.
lot of weird stuff going on with that song.
It was always late afternoon.
Yeah, it was. It's always late afternoon. Or residue for the vapors with the OURS. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
there's a
that's
ton of
crazy.
residue for this.
That's crazy because look, this person here has uh, guitar tablature, and I read those books a lot because I play guitar, and these guys normally they have editors, okay, that go through and they edit these things before they get published. I mean, these people would lose their license if I'm sure if they made too many errors, you know.
Right. And that's what we're seeing a lot. We're seeing all these different spellings and in newspapers.com in particularly. Why would they get all that wrong? They wouldn't be able to get that stuff wrong.
That top one is such a beautiful piece of artwork.
Doesn't
And it ain't
doesn't the
taken
song? I
anyway.
feel like the song starts off with da 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 da.
Yeah.
It does. It
Yeah.
does.
That's a much older song though than the one you mentioned, Brian. I believe this came out in like 81 or something. The
Oh, it's actually.
500
Are you telling me they they redid it?
No. Actually 1979. Wow.
Yeah, 79 for this.
Yeah.
79.
The other song you mentioned came out in 88 but wasn't a radio hit until 93, the 500 Miles song.
Oh yeah, the
Yeah, I was
Proclaimers.
gonna
Yeah.
say, I thought I was in high school when 500 Miles came out.
Yeah, you were. We both
I
were.
was, yeah.
Well, I don't know why these two songs were grouped together then.
Oh, one hit wonders. That's why they were grouped together.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. Okay, so while researching this, you want to read this, Jeff?
Yeah. While researching this, I came across a potential change to the lyrics of the song. This line can be
Oh, you're
one
breaking up.
word.
Oh wait, you're going robot-y.
All right, so I came across these lyric changes. This line might have changed. The blank can be one or two words. Everyone avoids me like a blank ranger. And Brian, you can play the clip so that they can hear it.
I'm tempted to say Power Ranger.
Everyone around me is a total stranger. Everyone avoids me like.
Oh
Everyone
gosh,
avoids me like a blank
the
ranger.
song
One or two words.
the song was always so fast to me, and so all I sang was the chorus. I don't know any other part of the song, honestly.
Okay, that's fine. The chat does. They're answering. So Philo's guessing Psycho. Last Flyboy is Cyclone. TD Mage 20 welcomes is Cyclone. Um, Preliminal, I always thought it said Psycho Ranger. Tinhead says Psycho. Ellie never heard this. That's okay. Eddie Von Keen says Lone. Just Lone Ranger? It can be two words, guys. One or two words. Um, see. Frank Nunez, welcome, says Total Stranger. That's the line before this. Total Stranger is the line before this. File of Fire says Psyched Lone Ranger. Question mark, exclamation point. Baby and Blue, welcome, says Psycho. LVK says Cyclone Ranger. I have no idea what a Cyclone Ranger is, Preliminal. Psycho Ranger for Preliminal. LVK or Cyclone Ranger or Psycho, LOL. Michael Fontaine is had a call. Let's see. Okay, we can go on, Jeff.
The official words are Cyclone Ranger, but many know the line as Psyched Lone Ranger. Now, I remember
You-
Cyclone Ranger.
Everyone avoids me like a cyclone ranger. Everyone.
Now, see, here's the thing. I didn't know these words either, but looking for residue for Jeff, I came across this online. I'm like, okay, so maybe it's Mandela because I've never seen it
Everyone avoids me
dictate.
like a cyclone ranger. Everyone.
So
Okay, Brian,
they
you can go
said.
on.
So you're telling me the words are psyched Lone Ranger?
No, the words are Cyclone Ranger, but many remember Cyclone Ranger or Psycho Ranger. But Cyclone Ranger is what I saw online. You'll see what I mean. Go ahead, Jeff.
Got a little delay here. Here we go. Even the misheard lyrics website owner is confused, stating that there is evidence of both lines existing. In my mind, this screams potential ME. So there we
So
have
on the
Psyched Lone
bottom,
Ranger.
can you read that? Are you able to read that on the bottom?
The editor's note, yeah.
Okay, good.
This line seems to be a disputed lyric. Some lyric sites give the line as Cyclone Ranger and others as Psyched Lone Ranger. Until I see the liner notes of the album or a member of the group enunciates the lyric, I'm leaving this one as it is.
I've never heard of a disputed lyric before.
Me either.
No. And why would you say Cyclone Ranger? It makes no sense.
I always thought that too, but that's what I always heard. That's what I always heard them say. And I remember thinking, what's a Cyclone Ranger? But that's what the lyrics were.
This song came out in 1979.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
They call it an 80s song because it carried over into 1980 as a hit.
Yeah, it kind of did. And they didn't,
So here's the thing.
back then it was on tape. We didn't have CDs.
Right.
And albums, yeah. I'm buying them. So
Yeah,
here,
vinyl.
like a psyched Lone Ranger is on the official lyrics here.
That's Genius Lyrics?
Yep. And here is Cyclone Ranger.
I mean that
Now officially. I'll go on.
Cyclone Ranger just doesn't make sense to me.
No, it
All right, so
doesn't
that's
make
it.
sense. I don't know what a Cyclone Ranger is.
Let's look it up. What is a Cyclone Ranger? Urban Dictionary.
Well, that's
Okay,
not
so
a real thing then.
It says here an outsider, unwanted, or exasperating person.
That actually makes sense with the song then.
I guess it does.
Because I always wondered what that was too, but that's what I always heard him say. I never heard the term Psyched Lone Ranger either. That doesn't
No,
make
well,
sense
but you know
either.
what a Lone Ranger, who the Lone Ranger is, though.
Right, yeah.
Is anybody watching the chat at all? In case sometimes you guys out there in the chat, you post new effects. Just please be sure to get those to Sandy so that way we can try to incorporate it into the show. We'll give a mention. Definitely give you guys a mention if you have any new effects. give a shout out.
So here,
So I'll
I'm
read this.
showing this again.
Go ahead, Sandy.
Oh no, I'm just saying that I'm showing this again because I thought it was that important. I wanted as many people to see this as possible.
Okay, so this is the
Yeah, but,
logos. This is logos folder, right?
right, and we're looking at an old ad for Dairy Queen showing you one of the original Dairy Queen cups with, I don't even know what that is. It's a cross between Roman numerals, English, and 1 and 0 code, like computer code. I don't understand this.
Oh, yeah, that's. It looks like. What is that? Binary, ones and zeros.
You got one, go back a second. You have ones and zeros. You have IIIVM, which is 3. I don't remember what V is. It's off the screen. So it's Roman numerals. IIIVM is Roman numerals. And then there's slashes. There's the word put. There, well, P might be, I don't know. But there's also the word, there's IOU. There's what looks like an H and A. I don't understand. I don't understand why that's there.
I don't know, but the Q looks normal. I can't believe it actually looks normal. Because you know the Q is like an up and down. Isn't it like a vertical line now?
Yeah, but it's still off to me. It should go through the O.
Yeah. All right. So, bop it. Does anybody remember the slanted I and T like that? And the
It's
T is
been
cut
like that
off.
since 2007.
No, not for me. What about you, Jeff?
And from 2007 to 2016, the O was filled in with black.
No, I don't remember it like that either.
You know, it's funny. I saw a bop it recently. It was at Goodwill. Super Soaker.
So we've talked about this logo before, except now the numbers, like the top right, the 200 is connected like to the Super Soaker part. There's more merging, more breaking, and more merging in this than the last time we covered it. And Laramie, look at the A's in Laramie.
Sandy, did you look at the E and the R? Is that what you're referring to?
Yes, that's why there's boxes around them. Yep. That's what I said. There's new merging. This is those. The top thing is those, like the TV sets that you'd see on top of a bar where you could play games. The Mega Touch, Mega GA is merged. The A is slanted. The SA is merged, and the AX is merged, and the XX is merging. It's not there yet, but it's starting to merge. And then the little pet shop is also merged and overlapping. It's like they put the P and the PS and H pet shop like a puzzle piece, like shove it together.
And I don't remember the T having a slanted bar.
I know, and the E's tilted too.
It doesn't go with the P. The P's are not slanted. And the
Nope.
E, yeah, the E's messed up too.
Yep.
Wait,
So
Game
this is
Gear
a Sega Game Gear. Mm-hmm.
I used to have a Sega Game Gear. They weren't merged. The letters were not merged. GAM and the A.
Now
and
I
the
want
R
you
were
to
merged.
look at the. I want you to look at the A in Sega on the Game Gear. It looks like the left-hand A is longer, but that's not what it is. The right side and the part that goes under is shorter. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do I explain this without pointing? The A is messed up. That's all. It doesn't match any of the logos. Teresa found this. She actually took a picture of a tanker that she was sitting next to. I found a better picture online so that we could see it better. But the T and the A is NTA is merged, and the gigantic A connecting the two words. All right, so this is strange. Betty White's name has not changed, but this person remembers Betty with an IE. That is so. I didn't know what to make of that. I just threw it in there. Wish book, the Sears Wish book, that K, and the weird W, and then the I is a number one. I need to ask you guys that know Star Wars better than me. What the heck is Revenge of the Jedi? Anybody?
I know. Wasn't there something Revenge of the Sith or something?
No. What is Revenge of the Jedi? Because that patch says Revenge of the Jedi. And then underneath it says $3.99 Revenge of the Jedi Yoda patch. And then underneath that it says Episode 4 Return of the Jedi. What is Revenge of the Jedi?
I never heard of that before. That's weird.
Yeah, I thought the Jedi were good. They're not supposed to try to get revenge.
Michael
Revenge is
Fontaine
not
says it's
usually
the
good.
original title of Return of the Jedi, and Blader says it was the third release. I've never heard Revenge of the Jedi before. And then the other thing is a 1978 toy catalog, Toll Toys. It's all overlapping. It's a mess. LVK says Revenge of the Jedi was the original working title for Return of the Jedi. Why would they make a patch of it? It doesn't make any sense. So I had this game back in the 80s, Trump the Game, and that tagline, it's not whether you win or lose, but whether you win, was not there. There was no tagline there. It's just like the movie posters and the VHS tapes and the DVDs. All these taglines, they were never there. And then it's also merged, the U and the M. Even on the newer version, which has a different tagline, it takes brains to make millions, it takes Trump to make billions. What are these taglines? Like, I can't. I don't know, it's weird. I don't remember the merging or the tagline. This is a German company, Music Laden, and it's completely merged. That picture's from like 1980 at the top. I previously covered Colgate having food. Jeff had never seen it, so I threw it in the folder. Because if he hasn't seen it, then maybe someone in the chat has.
Colgate is getting into. Is that something new, or they always been in the food industry?
No, that's something that existed. That's gone.
Wow.
That is so weird.
So we've covered Playmobil with the P and the A before, and even the B being broken. But I don't remember that dot on the I.
No,
At
I don't
all.
remember that either. No.
And the City Life with the red dots on top reminded me of Circuit City. And then the IT and the LIF is all merged. Oh, LIFE, excuse me. The F is also merged with the E. Fletch I've covered before as well. And Fletch Lives, and Fletch One all have different logos. The T is different. It's a number 1 on the book cover. Do you see the Fletch One, the red one? There's a number 1 instead of an L. Like, they're all messed up. And Muppet Babies, Muppet is merged now. Okay, guys, do you remember on the right, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the O being filled in with a lightning bolt?
No.
Because I just remember a normal O, which I have residue of after this.
Yeah, it was a normal O. It didn't have a lightning bolt in it.
Right,
the
it didn't
lightning bolt
have
was
that.
Right, it was between Power and Rangers. There was no need for 2 lightning bolts. But it's been like that since the beginning in 1993.
Also, that tiger logo looks messed up with the E and the R.
Yeah, and it's got little dots or something under the T now. We've
No,
covered we've covered the logo before
I know we did at some point.
at some point. Yeah. So here's residue of the normal O like it's supposed to be. Now this is interesting on the bottom. The VHS cassette, the cover on the outside has that new weird O, but the sticker on the actual VHS has the normal O.
Hey, you found proof of no wires.
I did find proof of no wires from a 1980s Hasbro toy catalog. It's completely sealed off. It's gold, just like I remember. And at the top is, oh, go back. I don't know what the black job of the Hutt is, but I remember him tan, and his head is tan, but his body's got that green tinge, because he's green now. I remember him tan. All right, so here is a tweet by one of the people that I follow, Changa Husky. I think I found proof that in the other universe where they wrote Bernstein Bears came from, but we didn't boycott the 1980 Olympics and that. The point is, it's residue of Bernstein Bears. There's a picture of it, and if you hit play, you'll see the commercial.
Next.
Yep,
It
says
was
the
all distorted,
Berenstein.
so you
It
didn't
actually
hear
says
them
the
say the
Berenstein Bears.
Bernstein Bears.
How'd you
It
find
does
that
say the
one?
Bernstein Bears. I didn't. Changa Husky did.
Oh wow. I'm saying, how'd she find it?
No idea. It was they tweeted it.
That's the one I sent you, right, Sandy?
You sent me this?
Yeah, I sent you that the other day. I found it on
Thank
Twitter.
you. They
Thank you,
follow
Jeff.
me and I follow them. I don't even know how I missed it. That's why I thought I couldn't remember where it came from, and I thought, oh, I must have saw it in my feed.
That's weird.
No, we probably just both follow the same people because they're Mandela effect people.
Right.
So then, yes, Jeff found that. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Okay, so he's got white ears, like many people remember, in both of these ads for Saturday cartoons in the newspaper. But weirdly, Scooby-Doo has a dash. Do you guys remember a dash in Scooby-Doo?
No.
You saying
And
it's like that now?
I don't know. I don't know. I have to check, but that clearly shows a dash. And then Wile E. Coyote has green eyes there for some reason. I checked that. He does not have green eyes. He still has the weird yellow eyes with the red around it that I don't remember. But
Scooby Doo has a dash now.
it does?
Yeah, Scooby Doo, where are you? Scooby Doo has a
Wait, you're
dash.
looking at somewhere else?
Yes.
Oh, great. So I found it. I didn't even know. I just thought it was that.
Jeff, you
All
remember
right,
a
so
dash in
guys,
Scooby Doo?
No, I don't. I don't remember
I'll
ever seeing a dash.
I'll put a presentation together. Oh Lord, I gotta find residue of Scooby Doo with no dash. I think that's the last one, right, Brian?
Yep, that's the last one for that. I must say I'm getting a little tired. Let me see how much more we got.
You got a
We got
lot. You
more.
gotta start moving. Some of them aren't that long. They do,
All right, what we
LVK.
got?
A
I think
lot
we
of
got.
characters have weird yellow eyes now.
Okay, now we're gonna be talking about Gerber.
Okay. Liminal says keep going. Interesting finds.
Oh yeah, these are all
Thank
good
you.
finds. All right, I think I'll read this one. I think I have found a new
Okay.
Mandela food item. Not a single person asked. Um, Not a single person I asked remembers or has heard of these. So, Gerber, beef, egg, and noodle, beef and egg noodle, Hawaiian, and some
Not those.
biscuit.
Those aren't the problem.
Oh, that's not the problem. Okay. Okay, we all
No.
know Gerber baby food, but do you remember or have you heard of Gerber adult singles? No.
In the chat, have you guys ever heard of Gerber adult singles? So Belader says no. Yeah, it's 9/11.
Yeah, it is 9/11. Happy
Well, not for you
9/11.
yet. You're still at you're 11:30. Ellie Brooks says no. Teenage 20s laughing no. For man babies, never heard of it, says Frank Nunez. My
You know,
Pockets, hey, says no.
I think everybody
Philo
should be
says
off.
nope.
I think everybody should be off for work on 9/11.
I agree. I agree.
That should have been commemorated as a holiday.
It probably will be eventually. All right, Brian, you can go on. It's like 100% chat.
They were only around. They were only around for 1 year in 1974, but they were still very well known for being disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
I like that how you put that, Sandy. They were still very well known for being disgusting.
Yeah, you're gonna
Yeah,
love the video
I
clip.
don't know
It's
if you
even
realized
funnier.
you made a funny there, but you did. They were targeted to single adults, college kids, and anyone who couldn't cook as an alternative to soup. TV dinners and Dinty Moore dinners, I guess. So there were gourmet
Gourmet
meals.
meals for adults. Gourmet in a jar.
You guys remember the first time they brought peanut butter and jelly together in the same jar?
Oh yeah, Joey likes that stuff. It's gross.
Yeah, I think it's kind of gross too now looking back, but I mean they did give you some pretty cool glasses that came with it. Like the glasses would have like cartoon characters painted on them or something like that. You remember those?
Mm-hmm. Yes, but are you gonna play the video here? I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it all, but this is a funny video, and then you can read it.
All right. The only positive I see for this product would be for the sick, disabled, or elderly who can't properly chew food, but they weren't the demographic they were targeting and advertising.
And now for something we should all be eternally grateful is a relic consigned to the past. Because Gerber singles are one of the most horrifying things to ever come out of the 1970s. And for those of you who have successfully blocked them from your mind, let me remind you. Someone, some foolish, awful, repugnant person at Gerber decided that what college kids, young people on their own, and I assume single dads needed was single-serving grown-up food made like baby food, all mashed up in jars. Let that sink in, like the mush in the jars, coming in such delightful flavors as Mediterranean vegetable, vague, blueberry delight, suspicious, and beef burgundy, dry heave.
Wow. So, baby is no longer enough for Gerber. Singles by Gerber, a line of single-serving dishes such as beef burgundy, sweet and sour pork. Babies never had it so good. Packed in those familiar Gerber glass jars, the theme line, "We were good for you then, and we're good for you now." Just though this
That's what
was
we
really
thought.
weird, and stranger still, that not one person heard of them. What do you guys think? Mandela timeline product?
I think it is.
I think it is too.
You ever
I
heard of
asked
that,
my
Sandy?
neighbor. My neighbor's in her 80s. She's never heard of this. I asked my friend Francine,
You
who
gotta
was a
ask.
teenager
You
when
gotta
this
ask
came
someone
out.
who had
Never heard of this.
a lot of kids back in the '70s, maybe, or whatever. They would know.
My neighbor Fran did.
Oh, okay. So the next one is this Betty blank toy. That's the next one. Okay, Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And I don't know if I'm going to know what this is. Popular toy from the '90s has had its name Mandela. Please spell the name you remember. Betty S.
I'm
blank.
gonna say the word. So it's Betty Spaghetti. Please spell spaghetti. It's funny that we're talking about Betty Spaghetti and Philo had put in the chat Pastina. All right, so Frank Nunez is spelling spaghetti. So is Tinhead. That's okay, Preliminal. Preliminal's never heard of Betty Spaghetti, but spelled it the way I remember it. Oh no, Michael Fontaine. Michael Fontaine says Spegty.
No.
No, it wasn't Betty Sketty. But that's a good guess. Ann Gaynor says there were lots of adult single things going on in the 70s, but not gourmet Gerbers. All right, Brian, we can go on.
Okay. Okay. So
Yes, Michael Fontaine, I got that.
her name was Betty Spaghetti, the normal way you spell spaghetti, but for some reason they felt the need to call her Betty Spaghetti with a Y in this reality. And that just looks weird.
It looks very weird because I completely remember an eye.
And there's residue
I guess they're
out there.
trying to match Betty.
Right.
But there's a ton. You can go like I don't
I wonder
know.
if my sister.
The number.
My sister
Yeah,
isn't
you should
usually
ask.
affected by Emmys, but she was a kid in the '90s, and she would probably remember this one.
Yeah, you should ask her. There's like you'll see over and over again that people learn to braid hair on Betty Spaghetti.
That makes sense.
But
You
all
own
these
Betty
people
Spaghetti.
loved their Betty Spaghetti dolls and didn't know how to spell the name.
Wow.
That little red. Okay, you're already gone. Never mind.
Sorry, what were you saying?
The little red box is another Mandela pattern that I found. People adding periods for no reason to weird things like that. Betty Spaghetti is not a sentence, it's a name. Why is there a period?
That shouldn't be there. So you've seen that before?
I've seen, oh gosh, so many places. At the end of company names, it's weird.
What did I say? Sailor Moon, Betty Spaghetti doll.
Mm-hmm.
Betty Spaghetti.
I believe you, Michael Fontaine. It's okay to have the current memory. There's no problem with that.
Yeah, don't feel bad. But a lot of these I have the current memory on, like the Cookie Monster one, and some of the other things that we talked about.
I have the current memory on Cookie Monster and Muttley.
Yeah,
The
the Cookie
later said they
Monster.
had a heart like it was dotting an I. I agree.
Betty Spaghetti Doll.
That's because that's when I grew up, Preliminal. The toys I had growing up. Mandela Effect ruins my
You
childhood.
had one of these? You have one of these dolls, Sandy?
No, I didn't have one of these. My sister had one of these.
More Betty Spaghetti residue. So there's plenty of residue out there. And when you find tons of residue, you know there's something going on. Because there are things that I've looked for, Sandy, that have had almost no residue, like that one thing with the song lyric of a Linkin Park song. I thought was a Mandela, but I only found like 3 things, or maybe 5 things on Twitter. It wasn't very much residue, so that means that for me was a false memory, I guess, or a pseudo memory.
It's not always true, but it's less likely to be a Mandela effect if there's nothing. But that's not always true.
It's not, and right, and I think false memories make it sound awful, but a pseudo memory makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. One of the biggest Mandela effects has no residue at all. None that's actually real residue, and that's the Sinbad movie, Shazam.
That's correct.
Never seen residue for that.
Somebody made a fan-based movie out of it, or not a real full-length movie, but it was a clip. You remember?
Yeah,
Some fans made it.
That was College Humor mocking.
Yeah, college humor. Yes.
Close
Thank
enough.
you. Yeah, I was thinking
Same
there were
difference.
college students. Go ahead. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
So the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have had a few changes from my memory. Here's the question, guys. Yes or no in the chat. Or actually, not yes or no. Do you remember the turtles being all the same color green or different shades of green? So in the chat, same or different? Were the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, each turtle, were they the same color green? Or were they all different color greens? Same or different? Stay here, Brian.
Okay.
Tinhead says definitely same colors. Same dark green, says Ellie Brooks. Same in the OG cartoon, says Frank Nunez. Same, just different headbands, says TD Mage 20. The later's the same. Philo says multi-tonal, some freckles, some not. Michael Fontaine, same with off brown. LVK, same. You can only tell them apart by their headbands. Brian, Jeff, what do you remember?
Same color, and you can only tell them apart by the headbands. But then I saw the toys in the 90s with the different colors and got confused about that. And then I started seeing different colors on the cartoon that I didn't remember, but just kind of brushed it off.
Last 5 was same, only by headbands. And Brian, I'm going to screenshot this. I had to look into this. And Gaynor says, I found a cool song by the Monkees I never heard before. That's one of their best, called Love Is Only Sleeping. And at the end of the video, Mickey is playing with a synthesizer computer. And she remembers Mickey like I do. And Mickey is M-I-C-K-Y now.
Oh wow. I remember it with the E.
Same. And so
Okay,
does Ann.
we got enough votes in the chat. We're going to continue.
Yep, we can go on.
Now,
While
you
the
wanna read
green
it?
color,
Okay, good.
yeah, while the green color changed over the years, the turtles were all it's the same color green in my past. And while some versions are all the same color, the majority of cartoons, toys, comic books, etc., have them each their own shade of green. Right now, you're looking at the original 1980s toys.
No, they were all the
1980s,
same.
not
They were all
80.
the same color. They just
They are
had
all
different
different
colors.
colors now.
The headbands and
There's
the
two.
go ahead.
I agree. Well, there's too warm and too cool. And then in some cartoons and stuff, there's the two cool ones are the same color and the two warm ones are the same color. There's so much variation here, it's ridiculous. Even weirder, in the 1990s, they were given a more realistic look by adding spots. Do you remember this? I 1,000,000% do not. Do you remember the spots on the dolls and in the movie?
No.
I'm going to say this correlates with monkeypox, honestly. I
I mean,
do
what the
not
heck?
remember these spots, and they look like chicken pox. Like, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Okay, so this is weird. I need to say this. Before we go further, stay here, Brian. Okay, 2 days ago, Paul Caniff posted this, and I'm like, that's so weird because I have a presentation about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then today, Anthony Rogers posts about Muttley, which I've been holding on to since July. So it was just such a weird sync that these other people are posting the stuff that I have set to go for the show. So weird. So here's another one. Paul Caniff made a post in Mandela Reality Residue Hunters on Facebook. He noticed another change. He remembers all the turtles having the same mouth expression. He remembers the teeth on both sides, but the middle of the mouth closed. But now they are all different. I don't know why it says two. Oh, they're all different too. Do you share his memory? So when you think of the turtle toys and the cartoon, well, not the cartoons, they're moving in the cartoons, but the toys. Do you remember teeth on both sides? Here you can see teeth on the left, teeth on the right. The other one has teeth on both sides, but the mouth is open. And then the other one has teeth on both sides with the mouth closed, like he remembers. So do you guys remember the same or different mouths?
Oh my God, Sandy, I got to show you something I just saw. I'll send it to you.
Oh, what is it, Jeff?
It's the turtles on a video game I have.
The video
Do they
game
have
might be in the
spots?
residue, so wait till we're done the folder.
Do they have spots,
Okay.
Jeff?
No, but they're
It's
all
the
the same
colors.
color.
Oh,
Yep. Like I said, all the same colors still exist. It's just that most of the stuff is not all the same color anymore.
I mean, why go to the trouble
Like
to
there
make
should not be a
every?
reality where they're all different. But Paul Caniff remembers them all being different colors.
Oh wow.
The cereal, the cowabungos, is an example of the two warm ones being the same color and the two cool ones being the same color. See what I'm saying? There's only two different color greens.
Yeah, there's the
Like
Turtles in Time. Looks like Turtles in Time right there at the top right. It's one of my favorite Super Nintendo
look at all the
games.
different colors. Look at all the different colors. It's crazy. I don't remember this at all. But okay, on the bottom left, again we have the cool color green and the warm color green, so 2 and 2, as opposed to 4 different colors. And the bottom right is in one of the parks. I don't know which park is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but the characters are all different color, all different greens.
They were all the same
Jeff,
color.
if you see your video game, let me know when we get to the green.
Okay.
What about the original NES game? Are they all the same color there?
I don't know. I just went by the actual screenshots of the game as opposed to the cartridge. It didn't tell me what was what. There's a game on the
Yes.
bottom left where they're different colors.
They're all the same in the original game. That's sort of what I have here.
They got monkeypox. they're
Yeah.
what? They're what, Jeff?
They're all the same color in the original NES game.
Well, that might be residue.
Yeah.
What is up with those spots?
I know.
It looks weird. I don't remember them having spots in the movie.
Me
I
either.
don't either.
Turtles in Time. There you go. That's residue right there. They're all the same color there. Oh, so you're saying the original '80s cartoon had them all the same color too, right?
Yes. The cartoon, but not the toys.
Oh. I mean, that's what I grew up on, the cartoon. They even had, didn't they even have like Ninja Turtle Pops, like that you bought from the ice cream man?
Yeah, they did have that.
Yeah, that's usually just one. That's why I didn't look at that. I didn't know if they would do all 4 of them.
Yeah, like Ninja Turtle ice cream bars, and I think the eyeballs were gumballs or something. Of course,
You
now
heard
you
my
can get
cat
those.
meow?
Now you can pretty much get those at any convenience store.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite was the SpongeBob
Oh, Silas,
Pops.
you get hugs and kisses from Philo. Silas, one of water, guys.
All right, last one, you guys. This is the Wendy's one. It looks like. Pippi,
Yes.
is it Pippi and Wendy?
It's not Wendy's, but that's how it starts.
Okay, we're starting with Wendy's.
Mm-hmm. Jeff, you want to read since part of it's yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't know the old ME about the Wendy's logo. Dave Thomas' daughter had braids, but now it's ponytails tied off at the bottom. An awkward hairstyle, which I've never seen in real life until now.
Have you ever seen the picture of his
Have you-
daughter? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
It's a little delay on mine. Have you ever seen a picture of his daughter that the logo was based on? All these years studying the Mandela effect, and not once have I come across this photo. And yes, she has that awkward hairdo.
Have you guys seen this picture before?
No.
In the chat, anyone see this picture before? Well, not this picture. The previous picture of Dave's daughter?
I hadn't seen it, no.
Me either.
I honestly did
It's
not.
in one of the original Wendy's, hanging up, framed. Never saw it before.
She's still alive?
Yeah. Oh, not the author. No. Go ahead, Jeff.
No,
You can go. You can go on.
I'm
The
asking if the
daughter,
daughter's
yes.
still alive. Yeah, yeah.
Yes, she is.
Because of that photo, Curiouser suggested we check out a character featured in TV and film based on children's books by author Astrid Lindgren. Credit Jeff Zanzibar. Before I ask and share with you what we found, there was another possible ME with this character for Jeff. Please spell the name of her beloved character.
You
Can I say it?
Yeah.
Pippi Longstocking.
So spell Pippi in the chat, everyone. TD Mage 20 says Pippi.
That's what I thought it was. Pippi.
LVK says I. Philo Fire says I. Tinhead says Y. Ellie Brooks says I. Belater says I. 1P for Preliminal and an I. 1P for Eddie Von Keen and an I. Frank Nunez is an I. High Pockets is an I. Ooh, a lot. Thank you.
All right, can I move on?
Uh-oh, we lost Sandy.
Oh, it's that glitch.
Yeah. She's
Hopefully we
backstage.
can get back. I don't see her yet. Ann says, I used to work at Wendy's when they had a button you were supposed to wear. It said, asked me about my hot and juicy. I didn't wear it. It said, ask me about my hot and juicy, and I didn't wear it, she said.
That's weird.
That is weird.
Oh, that's horrible.
Preliminal remembers 1P. All right,
I
so we're
have
going to
to
move
say
on.
something. Siren Offspring is saying these merging letters are really a stretch. No, they're not. Absolutely not. I'm a graphic designer. I went to school. I do not remember any letters ever doing that ever in my lifetime, ever.
Exactly.
So I'm sorry, you're wrong. Absolutely wrong on that. In your past, they may have merged, but not in mine. And I'm merging going back to the 1800s now. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird letter merges that are happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was never like that.
Not to mention, I have a presentation where I caught it merging in almost real time with not like I saw things happening that shouldn't be happening. Like lines going through signs. It's old. We'd have to pull it up. But if you want to show that, Brian, we could show that again. With Home Goods. Where Home Goods would actually have to make like the letter O with the line sticking out of it. The light up sign. Remember? I found it one way, then another way, and then a third way.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
So let's get back to this one at hand.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about the other one later, or perhaps at the very end. So while I'm not affected by this one, Jeff has a clear member of Pippi, but it's always been Pippi, Pippi Longstocking. And that's the thing. When I think of Pippi Longstocking, I immediately conjure up in my head the Wendy's girl. In my mind. Now, before I can show you the residue of Pippi with a Y, I have a couple other questions to ask. So, question one: do you remember Pippi in braids or Wendy Thomas Ponytails. Do I need to stay right here, Sandy?
Yeah. I don't know if they remember braids or these ponytail things.
I kind of feel like she had braids. You say I can move on?
Hey, no, stay here. Hey, Joseph.
Okay.
Oh, I'll have to check that out for him, and I want to see if it's residue. He says John Candy did a hilarious episode on SCTV and about Pippi Longstocking.
Pippi Long Socks. Yeah, that was funny.
Let's see. Ellie Brooks says braids. Blader says braided. Frank Nunez says braids. Braided to me says subliminal. Braids on both says LVK. TDMH20 is braids. Eddie Von Key remembers ponytails. Joseph remembers, I'm not going to butcher your last name, sorry. I'll just say Joseph C. Joseph C says braids. High pockets, ponytails. Moneybags, did Pippi Longstocking? I don't remember that at all.
Question number 2. You remember the braids or ponytails hanging normally, pointing straight out, or curving upwards?
So 1, 2, or 3 in the chat, guys. How do you remember Pippi Longstocking's braids? Oh, he did Wendy's. Okay, thank you, Tinhead. I was confused.
I don't know. I kind of remember them maybe sticking out a bit, but definitely not curving upward.
Well, the chat disagrees. We have a 3, Michael Fontaine with a 2, Frank Nunez with a 3, Philo says low down with a flip. Josh Penn, welcome, says 3, Philo Fire says 3, Eddie Von Keen, the difference between braids and ponytails is huge. The difference between braids and ponytails is huge. A braid is 3 sections braided together. A ponytail is just hair.
All right, curious. Sandy remember red braids curving upwards. Curious remembers them even longer than they are now. The New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking.
The 1988 movie, The New Adventures of Pippi Longstocking, has her hair the closest. I wasn't done reading it.
Where? Oh, that one.
Has her hair closest to what we remember, but they're too short and not curled enough. But that's not the problem. But it's number 2 for the most part. In the movie I watched as a kid, and for the most part in other media and collectibles, Pippi's hair is straight out, and it's not always braided. Here it's braided, but it's not always braided. And you'll see it coming up. This is not how her hair was when I saw this as a kid. It's twisted in ponytails and sticking straight out of her head. And it's strawberry blonde, not red. Do you guys remember this? Like her hair was red, and now it's like, in some pictures, it just looks blonde. And there's also drawings of like light brown hair and blonde hair, which is really weird. Even the book covers have it wrong a lot of the time. Is this a change for you? Do you remember red curved braids, or do you remember Pippi with a Y? And now I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. And I have residue of Jeff's Y coming up. Yeah, Brian. So here's the cartoon. It's not braided. It's just like the Wendy's girl. And sticking straight out of the head. She reminds me of, you guys remember the Littles? She reminds me of the Littles. It's probably the
I remember that.
I remember the Littles, yes. I used to watch that show.
It's probably the same artist. But ponytails that are twisted, sticking straight out of her head. No. There's a blonde Pippi Longstocking book cover. I don't know what's happening with The Simpsons. But some of them are like curved up and curved down. It's like it doesn't even know what to do. Like straight out of the head. This is not what I remember at all. Even her hair looks like strawberry blonde. That's not red. That's strawberry blonde.
Does it look a little bit like Harley Quinn's a little bit, or is Harley Quinn's different?
Hers is different. There's another blonde. I just don't understand. It was they were curved, completely curved. They didn't look like ponytails like the top left at all. For me, again, I'm speaking for myself. So here is.
I don't remember a ponytail sticking straight out like that.
I don't either. Jeff remembers the braids down. So here's residue of down. But I want to point out to the middle right, the braids are down, but on the book they're curved up. And here's my reality where they're curved. Oh, we have brown hair now too.
I just think of how much work goes into making a hairstyle, you know, or to taming your hair every morning, having to deal with it.
And here's residue of Pippi with a Y. And again, the highlights aren't there. I'm sorry, Jeff.
That's all right.
Like I wonder if she used Aquanet or something to make them poke straight out like that.
That's Mandela too.
What is?
Did you see the Aquanet? Did you do the Aquanet holder, or was that while you were gone?
No, I think I was gone.
I'll send it to you if you want to cover it because it's good.
It's okay. We can cover it on the next show. We're gonna have to cut loose here shortly, Sandy. All right, so Pippi with a Y. There's residue here. Wendy's girl or Pippi Longstocking? Some people there remembering it with the curved ponytails, braided ponytails, I'll say. Wait, that bottom one, Sandy. It says Pippi Longstocking with a Y. Were you trying to point out the Pippi with a Y, or were you trying to show that the ponytails were curved?
That's brown, but no, this is just for the Y.
Okay. Sorry.
It's okay.
Pippi Longstocking, just in from Pippi Longstocking.
Sorry, this one's border again. So it is highlighted there because the newspaper. Oh, I circled it. I used that one because it worked.
All right. There's more residue, Pippi with a Y.
It's at the bottom.
Highlighted, yeah, at the bottom. You see that? Pippi with a Y. So our favorite book's about inspiring girls. Pippi Longstocking with a Y. Wow.
Yeah, I remember an I, but there's a ton of residue for Y.
Jeff, out of all of these, which one was your favorite tonight?
My favorite? The Gerber one, because that's the weirdest.
Oh, yes. That was a good one.
Yeah, that was the weirdest one.
It made me cringe the most.
Yeah, me too.
I was like,
But I
get out
also
of
thought it
town.
was
That
the
never
most
existed.
interesting. No, there's
Get
no
out of
way.
town. I kind of like the Ninja Turtles one.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
good.
that one was good.
They were all the same color to me, no spots.
Me
Same.
too.
Mm-hmm. You sure
Well,
you don't want to show it? It's a short folder.
if you want to send it to me, Sandy, I'm sure our audience wouldn't mind seeing it just for a split second.
Yeah, it's very short because it's a logo issue.
Okay. Yeah, if you'll
I
shoot
just
it
sent
my
it to you
way.
now.
Yeah.
You already have it.
Yep. And you saw I sent you something there, Sandy. You can take a look at that later, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember if I've covered this or not because I did take what was that about a year hiatus while I was doing my
Yeah,
studies.
it's far back. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to
So
read it, Brian? Go ahead.
you guys see the screen?
Yep.
In 1989, I became a teenager fascinated with all the fads of the 80s. I had the neon clothes, the jelly bracelets, and the big teased bangs and hair. Yeah, I remember bangs were big back then.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they
In
were.
fact, I'll never forget this hair salon that my mom used to take me to when I was a kid, and it was in Stony Brook, Long Island, New York, and it was called Modern Image. That was the name of it, and you'd see like featured magazines
You
like
sure it
this at
wasn't
the front.
total?
Huh?
You sure it wasn't Total Image?
No, it was Modern Image
Oh, okay.
was the name of the hair salon.
Because I used to go to Total Image. That's why I was curious.
Oh, okay.
And it's a
Oh,
chain. That's why I thought maybe it was Total Image. All right, go on.
yeah, exactly. And I love the Rubik's Cube, Sandy.
Oh,
Before
thanks.
that, I spent every school holiday and a lot of summer at my grandparents' house while my parents worked, and a staple on my grandmom's vanity was an Aquanet.
Mm-hmm.
That hairspray brand was in Sandy's daily life for almost 2 decades. I know that can. I know the fishnet pattern, and I know the scent, and most importantly, I know the logo, and it's 100% changed. So,
Look at hair.
oh
And
yeah,
Rayette.
oh my God, yeah, that's definitely changed. Yeah, so the
And
words
spray.
underneath the professional hairspray, it was not like this. Please tell me if you do not remember it like this either. I'm so upset. LOL. Yeah, the hairspray with the triangle A
And,
looks really
and the
messed up.
cutouts.
Yep, in the professional, yeah, all it said was Aquanet. It didn't say professional hairspray. Hairspray, I mean.
Well, the old one doesn't. There's two if you go back.
What? Oh,
The old one says Rayette Aquanet, and that's it.
oh yeah,
And
but
then
even
the newer one,
the Rayette looks messed
yeah,
up too.
right. They're both messed up. That's what I said.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know if Moneybags or whoever covered this. Did anybody ever cover this? I think
Just
it was
me, as far as I know.
okay. I feel like Moneybags or somebody may have covered this before. But man, that hairspray was awesome. You could buy it for $1.
Mm-hmm.
I think some people used it on. I mean, all those punk rockers and stuff like that back in the '80s. I bet they used Aquanet.
So on the left is reference,
Mm-hmm.
and then the 4 on the right is residue of a normal A.
Yeah, you know that. That's good residue.
And the
You know,
bottom middle one's an enamel pin, and the rest are all tattoos. Sorry, go on, Brian.
do you know Aquanet could be used as a flamethrower?
Yes, of course it can. Yes.
I think it may have a flammable warning on the back.
All
But
hairspray that's pressurized. Well, it doesn't have like a pump. Actually, I think you need a pump because it has so much alcohol in it. Unless it's alcohol free, it's gonna be it's gonna have a flammable warning.
so that was okay. So that was back in 2021, May 3rd,
Mm-hmm.
2021. I'm glad you archived these, Sandy, and put dates on them. And
I changed the way I saved them because you know how hard it is. Like I can't. It's so hard to find older stuff because I used to label it like live guest show or like curious live effects, like CLELGS. I couldn't find anything.
do you want to give folks an update on your fundraiser?
Sure. I mean, it's not an emergency anymore. The landlord is, very happy and working with us. But I'm not exactly sure how much left we need.
Well,
I stink at
you
math. But we're
okay
down to
again?
probably about 400 maybe.
Okay. Yeah, you're so far you're at 2760.
Of
You've
32.
raised out of so that we lowered it. I guess you lowered it from like what was it 5,000 to
Right.
3,200.
5,500 to 32 because we got a partial, uh, what you call it? The
Yeah,
ERAP sent a partial payment to the landlord.
yeah, and all it took, I did a Google search, Sandy GoFundMe, and it popped right up, Sandy Diva GoFundMe. But you can post it in the chat, or actually here I'll do it real quick.
Thanks.
Wait, you guys can
And if anyone
donate.
has an update on Wizardry, is Wizardry's link also in the chat?
I think
Not in the
so.
chat, in the description, I meant.
I think it gets added to the description when I upload my videos. I thought I had it set to the default.
Because I think Wizardry is more of an emergency right now. Wizardry, I think, only has 2 weeks or a week left.
Yeah.
He's going to be homeless.
Again, we're all
And he
listen.
is
We're part of a community, and we help each other out. I want you to guys keep that in mind, okay? And thank you for always being here. We look forward to seeing you
oh
again
my
next
God.
week. Have a great Mandela Effect night, and God bless everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Have
Thank
a
you for
great night.
coming.
Good night, everyone.